When you read Article 3, Section 2, diversity is at the foundation. Therefore, all parties must be clearly, not vaguely. That means the accuser and the accused. For the record, name, nationality, nation state, and the Constitution that they're using in controversy. Set for the records. Then, that sets the status of the parties for the record before the court. Not corporate entity. It must be a living man or woman who is the accuser. A corporate entity, i.e. the state of Pennsylvania as an example, can't accuse. It's an entity. It's dead. It cannot stand witness. No, because it's on paper. It's a private corporate entity on paper. Now, this is why they keep asking people to waive their rights. But yet they're going to speak for the corporation as if the corporation is sitting over there telling them what to do.
Yeah, like what she was trying to do.
Of course. Now, if you don't check them, this is how they've been screwing people. But if you know the rules, you don't allow it to happen. So you don't get into subject matter. You clear that up.
And now, if we had been there for 1 hour, that's what the call would say.
Shouldn't have been, shouldn't have got past there. Shouldn't have gotten past there. But they got into subject. Now, keep this in mind. First rule. The status of the beings before the court. We know it's not a court, but it's a tribunal. The status of the beings before the court. What beings? The parties in controversy. Right? That means they must be clearly, not vaguely, identified. Thoroughly for the record. Not whether they're the bus, I'm the bus driver or I'm the fire chief. That's not identity. They was getting away with a lot of stuff. But I'm just saying to you, they do that stuff to see, do these people really know what they're doing? Now, whenever there's what is called a charge or a case, there's a docket number. Right? That docket number ties to a bond that's already on Wall Street being fished out. You need to know that. So that's protocol. As long as that's moving, they're going to hold things up because they're generating finance, whether it's litigated or not. This is why they be holding people. This is what people need to know. That's why the Constitution's in place that commands a just and speedy trial by members of your own peer. And Europeans are not your peer. You see the whole... Now, you call them white people, that means sovereign. You need to know what you need to know how things work.
So, Brother Brown Sheik, how can we shut those bonds down?
No, it's not that you shut the bonds down. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. You don't shut the bonds down. You don't shut them bonds down. People say things like that, but you need to understand the wrong statement. How do you put a lien on those bonds? The bond is in place for you to put a lien. Now, so we need to understand what bond is. They're called surety bonds. Keep that in mind, right? So what is a surety bond? A surety bond is a lawful and legal requirement of any man, woman, or contractor operating in what's called public office capacity in any format that engages the public in any kind of manner whatsoever, that either imposes law or regulation or tax or right or any way of imposition whatsoever, they must have a bond. A bond for an alleged public official is what is called an insurance policy. Like, say for instance, if you're doing commercial business in another nation state, and they say you must have a license and insurance, a surety bond is that insurance. A delegation of authority is the license. The different names are not supposed to confuse you. You're supposed to know what they are. Therefore, that's where civics come in, right? So you don't shut their bond down, you put liens on their bond. They should be public, and they don't publicize them because they don't want people to know. However, if you belong to any organized group that's talking about people's rights and liberties, it's your duty to teach such things to the people. That's what civics are. Civics is the science that treats a government, the relationship of government to the nationals and the citizens, and vice versa, and the social duties clearly spelled out for all parties. That's called civics. Failure to institute those principles leaves the people open to much injury. Rights are not given, they're secured by Constitution and treaties. Failure to claim your right is a waiver, or what they call tacit acquiescence.
What they call what?
Tacit acquiescence. At that time, they're assuming jurisdiction because now you're declaring a war. Now you got no rights. So therefore, fundamentals should be in place where you collectively demonstrate reasonable competence to your exercise of rights. But it's not hard. You simply need to know them before you get in these situations and exert them. Failure to do so is called a waiver. And if you demonstrate at any point that you're incapable or you haven't instituted them, then they try to put a barrister on you. Which means, and just the other thing that I recognize that, I know this is for our conversation, not in there. When that European woman, administrative clerk, was asking her, you want to represent yourself or do you have a lawyer? So they say, number one, a member of the Bar Association of England, also those operating from the Chancery at North America, have no authority to execute any office in the United States on the land jurisdiction. They are checked by treaty and constitution, and you know that, right?